You know, as many of us know, the Delmarva Peninsula is rich in history, and there are many books on this region's storied past.
But for the first time, there is a study of the entire peninsula, from the earliest residents to the latest developments. It's authored by a Y-High grad who went on to become a rather famous economist.
Yeah, his name is Philip G. Lebel, and Charlie has his story in tonight's Travels.
It's easy to love Delmarva. It's a beautiful place. But if you want to understand Delmarva, you need this book.
Is a brief relation of the state of Delmarva, as in Captain John Smith, who wrote A True Relation of Virginia. That was the language of the time. So, brief relation, short report, true relation, a genuine report. But the whole idea was that they were going to account for what they saw.
The last time Salisbury saw Y-High graduate Dr. Philip Lebel, he was a tall, skinny kid on his way back to Ethiopia for his second tour of duty in the Peace Corps. That was the beginning of a career teaching and traveling and studying the real economics of the world, mainly in Africa. He's made countless friends, advised hundreds of nations, and behaved well enough to be warmly received when he returned not long ago.
That's a model of a house that I used to live in. This is a chiawara, which is a symbolic headdress from Dogon country in Mali.
When he retired to Salisbury, his mother, another force of nature, suggested he do something with her extensive collection of Delmarva lore.
I am coming here looking at this place for the very first time, and I know nothing about this area, and I'm going to describe what I see.
3 years later, the result is perhaps the most comprehensive study of this region ever published. Now, you'd expect a world traveler to be a good storyteller, and Philip is. But the narrative is all based on facts. What percentage of Delmarva is water? Who were the first native people and the first Europeans? What are the battle sites of the War of 1812? The rise and fall of the oyster industry? And the question on Delmarva's mind since pre-colonial times, statehood.
I tried to recapitulate the various initiatives about whether it would be a separate state by itself.
Now, the state of Delmarva is a loving portrait of our region, a gift to all of us from a returning native son, a member in good standing of the third tribe of Delmarva, smaller than the born heres and the come heres.
The Bintus, and I identify as a Bintu, are people who were born here but spent a good part of their lives elsewhere, and then they come back here.
And we're glad they do. In Delmar, this is Charles Paparella for WBOC News.
And a brief relation of the state of Delmarva is available at the Ward Museum in Salisbury, through the Maryland History Press, and through the author.